What's up, guys? Sports Injury Podcast, Episode 3. My name is Josh Ryder. I'm here to talk to you today about push-pull shoulder routines and shoulder pain. My concern with the push-pull routines is imbalance as far as the shoulder rotational muscles. As far as our pushing muscles go, we have the anterior deltoid, which has an internal rotation component. We also have the pec major, which also has an internal rotation component. And then when we go to our pulling muscles, we're looking at the latissimus dorsi, which also has an internal rotation component. So you're noticing a theme. They're all have an internal rotation component. So we really need to balance out the muscles with some external rotation. If we don't balance out the muscles, we're probably going to end up with postural dysfunction and shoulder pain. The postural dysfunction that you're going to see is typically a rounded shoulders posture. So the shoulder blades will be protracted, so they'll be forward, and then the shoulders will be internally rotated with the palms turned down. Interestingly, there's been some research that's come out on baseball players and rotator cuff imbalance causing injury. So I'll put the reference up here on the computer for you guys. So this is the journal reference right here from the American Journal of Sports Medicine. That journal article is a good read if you have an interest in that area. So what we need to do here to create balance at the shoulder is start with some external rotation movements being incorporated into your workouts. I will probably do some external rotation strengthening first at 0 degrees of abduction. Typically we put towel roll inside the arm. We rotate from the stomach to what I call a neutral position with the forearm facing forward. As far as progressing that, you can also incorporate external rotation at 90 degrees of abduction as long as it doesn't cause shoulder pain. A certain percentage of athletes are going to have shoulder pain with that, and they just can't do that movement. But almost everybody can do the external rotation at 0 degrees of abduction, and that will really nicely hit your two rotator cuff muscles that are your external rotators, which are your infraspinatus and your teres minor. The other thing that we want to start thinking about here is addressing the posterior deltoid. The posterior deltoid has a component of external rotation to it, so this is going to be important. As far as my favorite posterior deltoid exercises, any kind of horizontal abduction exercise is going to be good. Also, another good one is a D2 flexion movement, which you can do with a band easily. Another thing to consider in your workouts is rows. So if you're doing a lot of the traditional low rows to stomach height, you may want to consider incorporating some high rows towards shoulder height, because that's going to incorporate some more of that posterior deltoid via the shoulder horizontal abduction. And you can apply that concept even if you're doing a lot of body weight training. For example, if you're doing inverted rows with body weight, you can incorporate some inverted high rows as well. The other thing that I'll throw out there is I would recommend stretching the pec major. So some kind of pec stretching to avoid the postural dysfunction that I was talking about before, that rounded shoulders posture. I think that's an excellent idea. So to summarize, I think that the push-pull workout routine can give you a good workout, but I do think you need to be careful to avoid the postural dysfunction and shoulder pain associated with it. So the things that I outlined in the video earlier, just to review, were strengthening the shoulder external rotators, strengthening the posterior deltoid, and also stretching the pec major.